They're not talking fancy to it.
1912 Urban Pulse Radio. This is the Football Conversations Takeover. We're back. Just before the break, gents, we were discussing the forward line. You know, Nigeria's forward line. We made reference to the fact that, you know, there's been in world football right now. There's a trend, and the trend is just to focus on attacking football. And Tepo, I actually disturbed you while you were still talking. You were still saying, talking about Victor Moses and Wilfred Ndidi, you know, who's a midfielder, and you also spoke about Alex Iwobi. Do you find it a bit worrying, Tepo, that, you know, Alex Iwobi seems to be one of their star players? He's a he is, you know, he's you know, a lot of, when you speak to a lot of people that are Nigerian or that are supporting Nigeria, they always talk about him first in terms of an attacking outlet, you know, their most potent player up front. Do you think he's going to be able to shoulder the responsibility? I mean, we watch him playing for Arsenal, and personally, I know you guys are Arsenal fans, yourself and Jose are Arsenal fans, but personally, I don't know what he does. Like, I don't know what his position is. I don't know if he's supposed to be a winger, if he's supposed to be a number 10. Do you think he can shoulder the responsibility for his country?
Look, if he's been given tremendous opportunities at Arsenal to really showcase himself and deliver, you know, and shockingly enough, it hasn't been so. If at Ghana there were to be a new coach that comes in and says this guy needs to go, I would be fully behind him, because I don't see it. I'm surprised yet in Nigeria they list him as a forward. I don't know what he can play. Actually, on the wings he's terrible. As a striker he's terrible. So where exactly is this person gonna be suited to play?
The problem with him at Arsenal is it's basically Arsene Wenger and him being overexposed at Arsenal. So at Arsenal, he's asked to do a whole lot of things without really having one specific job to do. At times, he's asked to be the main, the number 10 of the team. At times, he's asked to track back. All of these instructions just for a kid who's just made. This is, I think, his second season at Arsenal, first team Arsenal. So you must understand that he's still learning. And there is a bright future ahead of him, I believe. If he just takes in all of those experiences that he has gained thus far with Arsenal, and then just more or less takes the best of his time during his time there, I should think he should be a more than productive player. And you're not just asking him alone to be the main contributing force. You still, as you guys said, you still have your Victor Moses, who are extremely experienced. John Obi Mikel, I think he was one of their best players when they won the AFCON. So you still have that core of players that should be able to contribute and lend some guidance to the young kid. Yeah.
Lindani, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, with
regards to
Iwobi, the few games I've watched where he's been playing for Arsenal, he's coming handy when he comes from the side and cutting into the field. And looking at the personnel they have, it's not a final squad yet. It's a provisional squad. But if he makes the cut, if I were the Nigerian coach, I would increasingly deploy him for the duration of the tournament. As a winger, because he's got pace, he can play those nice little balls in those small pocket of spaces. So on the basis of that, he can be able to chip in and give Nigeria width and ensure that they are able to use their wings in terms of creating opportunities. That's where he'll come in handy for me.
All right, so guys, look, Nigeria's always been at the forefront of African football. They're known as probably one of our main teams when it comes to representing the African continent. What is it going to take? What is it going to take for them to get to a semi-final, to get to a final? What is it going to take? Because I mean, if countries like Nigeria aren't really able to get there, then it's almost like the African continent doesn't have much hope. Because when it comes to a tournament that big, they are one of the countries that have the most experience. What is it going to take?
I think from the African perspective, in terms of our participation in the World Cup, we are not far off from reaching the World Cup semi-finals, given that it was elusive. We nearly missed it when Ghana was beaten by Uruguay, that Luis Suarez hand of devil. But with regards to our prospects of reaching the semi-finals, I think we do have a fair considerable amount of chance of making it to the semi-finals, given where our players are playing their trade. You know, it's not like there's inferiority complex. Most of our players are increasingly going abroad and are successfully competing against those big stars of from all parts of the world, primarily Europe. So it's a matter of believing that we can go that far in terms of reaching the semi-finals. And the squabbles concerning that are engulfing the issue around wages, we should just put that behind us and focus on the job at hand. The job at hand being our players delivering on the field and ensuring that they produce the desirable results that can propel them to reach that elusive semi-final spot, which has been running away from us as Africans.
All right. Tsepo, do you have anything to add? Or do you think he's hit the nail on the head?
With regards to Iwobi?
Yeah, no, not Iwobi. With regards to Nigeria's chances at probably getting to a semi-final this time, man. You know, because I mean, guys, I bring this up because I don't know, man. Maybe I'm dreaming too big, or maybe I'm being a bit too greedy. But aren't you guys just tired of African teams just showing up for the tracksuit and the hotel? Do you guys not want to feel like one of us are going to have a chance
when I look at this
taking
team,
it?
I don't think that's the team to go. The highest they've ever achieved is second round.
Yeah.
You know, and Nigeria, I think out of all the other African nations, have qualified the most for the World Cup. You know, appearing on the World Cup more than any other African nation. But yet the only best they could do was the second round, as opposed to at least Ghana made it to the quarters, and yeah, Cameroon way back.
What's Nigeria's highest finish? Nigeria's been to a quarterfinal as well?
That's 16.
That's 16.
That's
Not a
16.
quarterfinal.
No.
That is shocking.
So,
I thought they were Super Eagles. Yep.
you know, so I'm not expecting a different outcome this time around as well. You know, if they don't make it past the group stage, I'm not even gonna have a heart attack about that.
Wow. Yeah.
Was it?
Nah, I think for most African teams it starts with their organizations. So if everything is sorted out from top level, it should filter down to your grassroots. So looking at this Nigerian team, obviously last 16 I think for them would be the maximum for that team. But going forward, maybe into the Qatar World Cup, then that's where they should be able to improve with the same nucleus of young players that they currently have, the likes of Ian Nacho, as I've mentioned before. So they should be aiming to build from there. Yeah.
If we can look very well to say so, just try to establish a common pattern in terms of what has been thwarting our progress as African countries at this prestigious level of football. The most common thread that has been popping up in terms of us not being able to go as far as the semi-finals as Africans are off-the-field issues. Nothing on the field has been hindering or throwing the spanner on the works. It has been off-the-field issues. If the football federations of these respective nations that are going to be representing us, they iron out all final details before the tournament commences, then I can bet on this. We can put this on archive. We're going to experience the first ever World Cup whereby an African country was able to go all the way to reach the semi-finals. It's just a matter of administrative issues, getting everything done and reaching the common ground in terms of the principles, as well as any forms of agreement that will be concerning the players and the administrative bodies of these respective football federations. We should just work on that, and then on the field we can compete. I'm very adamant of that.
Okay, before you go, Lindani, we've got 5 minutes left. Give me the star player, the player that's gonna shine the most for Nigeria, and tell us why. We've got 5 minutes left,
Okay.
and everyone needs a chance.
Yeah, I'd go for Victor Moses. I know this will raise a lot of eyebrows, but Victor Moses, in as far as Chelsea's performance, they've had an indifferent season, but Victor Moses has been able to maintain his consistency from the previous winning championship season. So for me, he's their go-for guy and the guy to be watched from the Nigerian team.
Tepo.
It's not in Victor Moses. He's gonna come with the attitudes. I know how these Nigerian guys are. You know, as soon as they come back to camp, they're cocky. You know, who's rich. You know, that's how they are. You know, it's all about money to them. You know, then they'll influence the other players to say, "Ah man, are these guys paying us or what?" You know. Not Victor Moses. You gotta go for a guy who's humble.
As a disclaimer, Tepo's views are not those of Football Conversations or 1912 Radio. Carry on. Carry on.
Maybe a player like Kelechi Iheanacho or Ahmed Musa. You know, John Obi is got a heart of gold. You know?
Yeah, but John Obi Mikel, he's been playing with his slippers on in China. They're earning big money doing nothing.
No, but for him, you know, he's going to be the driving force to say, guys, let's do this, guys. Let's do it for our nation, guys. Don't worry about the money. I mean, this is the same guy at the 2016 Olympics in Brazil. The under-23 squad didn't have money to pay for airfare from, they were in camp in America and they needed to go to South America. They didn't have money for that. The Olympic Federation in Nigeria was just doing a whole hala baloo about payments and whatnot. He's like, you know what? Screw you guys. Guys, are you committed? Do you want to go to the tournament? Do you want to play? Do you want to, you know, showcase the talent that Nigeria really has? Don't worry about the organizer. I'll pay for everything. You know?
Heart of gold.
Go on.
Pull them stacks
Took
out.
them there, and they did well in the Olympics. They did well. I think they got to the quarters or semis. Yeah, they got to the semis.
Yeah.
And you know, and I was like, you know, wow, you know, if the same mentality is needed to be transferred to the national team, so hopefully, you know, he'll be the one to just to spur them on to say that, guys, you know, let's raise our game. Don't worry about the federation. I know most our brothers in West Africa, I know this thing, they're not gonna take out EP money. They're gonna say Ayiko, you know. Yeah. But it shouldn't lower their spirits, you know. No, it always happens. Cameroon, Senegal, Ghana.
Okay, so we get it. Wow, we get it. Jose, your opinion, please. Keep it in football, not football politics, but the footballer.
But football is politics.
Let me just answer your question. No surprises. As an Arsenal fan, I'll go for Alex Iwobi.
I was hoping for something intelligent, but anyway, carry on.
No. I think this will be his coming out party.
So our views are
this is the one World Cup where you will get noticed as the future great player of Arsenal and Nigeria that he will be. I mean, the guy has royalty in his blood, man.
What does that mean? We don't care who his uncle is. He's nowhere near his uncle.
No, but he's getting there. You don't just play for Arsenal for, oh, well, okay.
What?
That's another story. let's not go there.
Excuse us.
Yeah, I can buy it now. But I'm telling you now, Iwobi will be the key for Nigeria to proceed
Let's
to
not
the
forget,
last 16 and maybe even.
Let's not forget Aaron Ramsey plays for Arsenal. But anyway, okay. So
meaning,
you know what I mean.
You know, it's better than Fellaini.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, that one I won't argue with. Anyway. All right, guys, it's a wrap right there. Let's wrap it up right there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Football Conversations. The Football Conversations Takeover 1912 Urban Radio, The Pulse. Thank you to Lindani. Thank you to Tsepo. Thank you to Hosi, Monde, Bandile Roro, Tando, everyone involved with the show. Lindam Tambo as well for coming through. A big thank you to Lindam Tambo.
And watch the space also.
Just chill.
Big news incoming.
Wait, just wait. Ladies and gentlemen, please follow us on Twitter at Football Converse. Yeah, at Football Converse on Twitter. Check out our website as well for your latest news, your articles, podcasts, and also videos of this very show on www.footballconvo.co.za. We are Football Conversations on Instagram. We are also Football Conversations on Facebook as well. And also, ladies and gentlemen, for next week, if there are any questions you would like answered by our team, please send us these questions on Twitter at Football Converse with the hashtag FC1912. I repeat, with the hashtag FC1912. Any questions you'd like answered, football-related questions, of course, nothing personal. You know, yeah, send us those, and we'll definitely use our last segment of next week's show to respond to those questions. I have been DC Tomofokeng. This is Football Conversations on 1912 Urban Radio, The Pulse. Thank you.